I would suggest that we give the floor to Maya. Maya is the head of the team on strategy comparison and best practice analysis, and she has prepared the next session for us. So.
Okay, hello everyone. I just will share the screen. Okay. Well, I'm very excited to be here, and just looking at the list of attendees, it's safe to say good afternoon, good evening, good night, and good morning to everyone, wherever you are. And I'm excited to open the working group Teams session. So my name is Maya, and I'm the head of archive at the Tel Aviv Museum of Art in Israel. At the working group, I'm leading a team of comparing different approaches to digital strategies written in a museum in line with their specific needs. I'll start with a brief introduction and summary, and what we have done so far, and then we will do some work together. I've already shared a link in the chat, so you can check it and open to see if it's okay. Okay. So the goal of our team is to create digital strategies element database that support the digital strategies working group mission. And in order to achieve that, we are analyzing, assessing, and comparing approaches of museum digital strategies. We are compiling digital assets, resource, activities, and tools. Okay, just a moment. Okay. When we started the work of the team, our first action was to gather some official documents of museum digital strategies that are comprehensive enough so they will form a solid base for our following activities. So this is the museum we chose to begin with, and at that point we've expanded the focus and collected strategies from cultural and knowledge institutions, so that we can learn from our siblings organization and apply that knowledge for museum needs. Okay. Those strategies have an agenda. They present vision and goals, and they address a wide range of aspects of digital transformation, but they're also tailored to the specific organization need. So in that respect, each one of the strategies is lacking some features, but that the other organization has. Okay, the next stop was to start with analyzing the strategies we've collected, and we've chosen to start with the Tate, which is not only comprehensive, but its attitude is that the digital sphere is parallel to the physical experience of the museum. Okay, it's not just a means to attract people to visit the museum, which was then quite innovative thinking to look at the digital as a parallel sphere. At that point, we extracted elements in like different resolution, and divided them to, you see here, to must-have and nice-to-have elements. You can see it by the color of the cells. This is just part of a very long list, and it addresses assets, resource, actions, activities, and tools. After this analyzing, we've made some general assessment. Assessment, and this assessment is highlighting the emphasis of the strategies. For example, the Tate has emphasis on the museum, the end user, the museum audience, but issues of copyright is kind of lacking at this strategy. And then we've moved to other museums. You can see, okay, just a moment, okay. Okay, then we moved to other museum and did the same analysis and assessment. So we have this comparison for the different museum. We can see which elements are recurring. We can see more and less of them. And here is our findings so far. Okay, we can see the difference between the must-have and the nice-to-have is that on the must, you have to have like a governance and workflow elements, which is the high. You need to put more attention to that. But at the same time, in both of them, issues of access are really highlighted in both of the options. And here is the overall. Okay, here is the overall finding. Okay, so we see that creating content is most highlighted, and then access. But I think that it's interesting to see that again, issues of copyright or even the relation to the institution overall goal, to the museum goal, is like, if you can see, it's really down the list. But this is just a preliminary result, and maybe it will change as we progress with more and more strategies. Okay. At that point, on the working group meeting in Kyoto last year, we decided to continue the work with the wider categories and put the elements in the categories. And the categories are reference to the various museum work. The first version was this one: collection, conservation, exhibition, and so on. We've narrowed it to this list to be more, which can be more focused. But at the what we're going to do now, we're going to use these categories. We can look at collections, conservation, preservation, archiving issues, public relation, marketing and revenue, documentation, governance and workflows, education and outreach, and change management. And the time frame or priorities and license and copyright and access will be like a meta categories in every one of the section we're going to check. Okay, so any question so far? Jan? Yeah, it's okay? Okay, so okay, so this is the outline of the form we're going to use. We're going to start with the general information. As you can open it now, with just the general approach of the digital strategy, with some access and search issues. We move to collection, as exhibition, education and outreach, public relations, marketing, revenue, conservation, preservation, archiving, documentation, governance and workflow, public relationship, marketing. Okay, I see I have here. okay, there is a mistake, and change management. I will use examples from my museum, Tel Aviv Museum of Art, and we're going to do the work together. I hope you brought some of your own examples, and at the end we will see the result of our joint work. Okay. Michelle. Okay. You have maybe you can write on the chat if you all brought, or some of you brought examples, so I can just make sure that I'm not doing that alone. Yes, we can use the chat for that, if you're with me or not. Okay, I will start, just a moment. So this is like just general information, and you can do this after the session. At the end of the form, when you finish the form, you will have a copy, and you can amend, correct, or add more information. So the museum website. Okay, and this question is referring to it's a question about whether my example is the COVID pandemic related. It was created after as a response to the COVID pandemic or before. So I have for me it's like some actions were as a response to the pandemic, but some of them were just made before. But the museum doesn't have a planning document, okay? It's all just actions. So here you can upload any files you want. Okay. So this is, as I said, that the general approach to the form. Okay. Should I wait a minute for everybody to find the link to the Google form? I see that in the chat there are some problems. No? Okay. So as I said, in my example, there is no planning document. So every question about the digital strategy mission statement or goal or any time frame of evaluation is not relevant. But if it's relevant for you, you can check one of the boxes that are relevant. The next one is regarding issues of access to the assets or resource in general to the museum. So I can say that it's like its collections and the knowledge of the staff, okay, and audience access, and the tools and regarding tools and activities, what tools and activities are you using? We have this, of course, social media and website. Also, an audio app was just launched during the pandemic, but it was actually planned before. Here are some license and copyright issue regarding the collection. And this is also a general question. You can just answer. And I'm sure there are like high resolution issues, but overall, everything that the museum issues is protected by copyright. And again, a question about the COVID-19 effect, how it affected the general approach towards the assets and resource tools and activity. So as I said before, they are more open to use the resource with tools, but no change with copyrights. Okay, the next one is collection, but I can't see the chat. So the next one is collection. It's kind of built the same, so you can check the boxes as it suits your example. Again, here collection. Here we have digitization. The form is actually built on the elements we've extracted from the previous comparison. And this form was meant to do the comparison in a more friendly way. So every one of you can have the form and you can fill it in your own time. And then we can see the statistics of all of our findings, of all our answers. Like I can say that for my museum, any issues of digitization, it's not really, it's not something they address with high priority. But online representation is very highlighted. Again, copyright. And again, priority regarding collections. So it's the collections are highlighted, but not, but in different ways. Of course, if something is missing in our Google form, so you can, if you think it's important, you can just write us your options, and we will add it to the Google form later. Okay. Okay. And the next one is exhibitions, and again, as I said before, we use the elements we find at the work we've done before. So this one regarding exhibition, I can say that online digital tour is something that the COVID after the COVID pandemic has the museum has done. Also, I said the audio guided tour, and again copyright. Okay, and so on. I'm just wondering if to continue this form, I will just fill it up. I'm not sure if you're doing it with me. This is actually my first time trying this with Zoom and not with people in front of me. And I have to say, this is a very weird feeling. Just feeling like I'm, talking to Jan and myself. So I think it will be best if I will finish the form, and then we can you can ask some questions and do maybe an open the floor. Yes.
Maya,
yeah.
you have 51 people listening, and they're all online. I'm checking it, and sometimes you even hear one or two of them coughing. So,
okay.
So you know you're not alone.
Okay. Okay.
But by the way, I'll use this opportunity to remind everyone to close the mic so we don't hear you coughing.
Okay.
Otherwise, we like to hear you when you want to say something, everybody. Okay. Maya, sorry for the interruption.
No, thank you. Thank you for that. But I'm wondering if there is an option to open all of the screens for everyone, just to work like a group. I don't know if it's possible, but I will continue the form and then we can decide it a bit later. Okay, so regarding education and outreach, again, for the museum, we have educational programs which are very in online courses, and we have apps. And so digital learning, no, not digital learning, social learning from online. Everything has with copyrights. The education is with high priority. And of course, the COVID-19 pandemic, as we heard before, actually did change the attitude toward the online course. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, public relations, marketing and revenue. Okay, I think that the most relevant for us, for our museum, was online shop. We have a museum shop, but only now we are making this open online, which is fundamental, but actually the museum have decided to do that at after the second lockdown we had. Okay. Okay. I want to add something about the element in the form. As we said, as we saw before at the findings, there are some areas that we, as a museum staff, know, more to say, documentation staff, we know that are very important, but at digital strategies, they're not really amplify or highlight or even address to. And we can start seeing that when we are going to the conservation, preservation, archiving, and later documentation, we can see that the option to choose is like really narrow. But again, you can add from your own experience and your own professional knowledge. The issue of conservation digital data is very important, but it's not really addressed in our examples that we checked so far. But and software preservation, hardware and software preservation, so we can check the old data with the same tools later. Very low priority. Okay, so here, as I said, documentation, we know it has a lot of aspects, but it's not reflected in the digital strategies, except for digitalization, which is repeatedly addressed to.
Sorry, Danielle, could you please turn?
Yes, what is it?
Danielle and Kaya, could you please turn off your microphones? We are experiencing some disturbances here. With three participants who have not closed their mics, because it's just making noises. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I can say that web archiving, which is very important, is something that we're just starting to address, to find how we're going to do it. So again, in a way, documentation is something that is very basic in the museum work, but it's not really, again, highlighted issue in the strategies. Okay. Okay. This is very important because the COVID pandemic has changed the way we work. Most of us have worked from home during this almost a year now, and all kinds of issues. I think that at the first session we had they addressed issues of communication with cloud storage. Okay, I can say that in my museum, it was not really a favorite option until the pandemic, but now it's like a day-to-day work. We can't really work without it. So it had this change of perception regarding security issues. Okay, this is referring to the need to establish workflows and how the staff is all of the department are involved in the digital transformation process. Let's say, like blogging, okay. First category is the change of management, which is the changes you need to do when you start to the digital transformation process.
Georgina, you may need to reboot the tab to get your audio to work again.
Okay.
I can't hear you at all.
Establishing.
Bear with us, everybody. This was bound to happen at some point.
Okay, establishing a digital department, or establishing an editorial center for the content generation.
Would you like to go ahead, next speaker, while we sort out Georgina's tech issue? I will go ahead.
Okay, can you please turn off the microphone because I can hear you?
Okay. Hi everyone, I'll introduce myself because we couldn't hear the chair, but I'm Emily Carruthers and I'm an education manager in
Excuse me, everyone. I am giving a presentation. Could you please turn off your microphones?
So what?
Dominique, are you there?
Yes.
Okay. Could you please turn off all of the microphones? And then Maya.
Okay, great, thank you. So this is the changes you need to do in the management department. Just establishing new departments, staff training, establishing policies and guidelines, which regarding issues that was not addressed before, and recruitments. Let's just say staff training, which is a very important issue as we like, I don't know, even using Zoom for a meeting with all of the staff. This is a high priority, okay. Okay, and the last section of the Google form is just text general assessment of the example of the digital strategies that you are working with. You have plenty of space to write what you need and to add comments, and that's it. This is the end. You will receive the mail, and let's see. Okay, so this is just me for now, but this is one of that I filled before, but you will be open to the statistics of the progress of the group. I think that's it for now. I can take some questions. Yes.